Hello, y'all. It's 11:29 p.m. So, I had a rough day on social media today. I mean, they tried to ruin it on YouTube, and it was a disaster on TikTok and Twitter. I noticed I get a lot of hate too. So, since that app doesn't work, where you can find out who unfollowed you on Twitter, I had to do like TikTok and manually find out who ain't following me back, or manually look for who unfollowed me, and find those fake accounts and block them. So Keith Langford is one of the popular fakes in the so-called TI community. And I just, like, he came to follow me on Twitter, and I discovered that he unfollowed me. So if they had some people who blocked me, then I don't know who all, would have blocked me. But I just discovered Keith D. Langford and a few others had got hateful and unfollowed or blocked me, mainly from the so-called TI community and a few people from the writing community on Twitter. So yeah, I'm going to say it again. Keith D. Langford is one of the popular fakes in the TI community. So and I discovered that he got hateful and unfollowed me. So they had shortly, it's like after the previous long video, like hour and a half video that I did, it was after I did the video and then started uploading it. And then I noticed that at least 3 people got hateful and unfollowed me on TikTok, and I don't know how many people blocked me on TikTok. So, on Twitter, I cleaned house and unfollowed so many people who weren't following me or who unfollowed me. It was kind of a shock to realize, you? What did I do? We don't even talk to each other. So I didn't bother you. I didn't harass you. Maybe you heard a slander rumor about me. Because the popular fakes or the TI perps, they huddle together and be spreading false rumors about me. I felt psychologically, mentally, and emotionally tortured after I got off the previous longer video. Then I went on TikTok and discovered that 3 people, I think it was more than 3 people, who got hateful and either unfollowed or blocked me. So that Jamila McCoy person was she was somewhat one of my newer TikTok followers, and she's supposed to be Christian and claimed that she's I don't remember if she said she was a recovering drug addict or a recovering alcoholic. But she unfollowed me, and there's somebody named Brown Sugar or something. And then this guy that's supposed to be, I don't know if he's exactly part of the so-called TI community, or I do remember he was saying he was homeless, living in his car. But he always looked clean, but he always does his videos in his car. But he used to press the like button on a lot of my TikTok videos. Not a whole lot, but a few, even especially the cooking ones or my short stories. He calls himself Nick Rich. And he claimed to be a rapper or something like that. And it's like, that got underneath my skin the most, because you're supposed to be part of the TI community, being a workplace mob. And so the video that I did talking about how my TikTok, one of my videos from a few days ago, was falsely reported for harassment and bullying, for exposing the harassment and bullying due to the gang stalking about me. I don't know what I might have said in that video, but shortly after I posted that video, that's when I lost so many followers. And I'm like, what did I say in that video? And so, but I do remember Nick talking about workplace mobbing and narcissistic abuse, and I think he was connected with certain people that's supposed to be targeted individuals, but I don't know if he's a Christian or not. But they got a nice bit of foreign people that try to follow me and then turn around and unfollow, I guess, just to get their numbers up. But Nick, I don't know what I might have said to offend or upset him, or if he must have thought I was too negative, or if he thought I was complaining so much. But if you do think I'm too negative or complain so much, I mean, we all sitting here complaining, we all talking about our experiences. Well, I don't know if he got upset or offended at any of my posts, but that was a shock to me. Well, he had been one of my followers for quite a while. So, it seems like the longer me and somebody had been following each other on whatever social media, and then I found out that they unfollowed or blocked me, and I never disrespected them or anything, it hurts deeper than somebody who followed me a few days ago and then unfollowed. It's easier for me to blow that off my, but it stabs really deep when you're supposed to be Christian or supposed to be part of the TI community. And it's like, I get a lot of hate from the so-called Christian community, the so-called TI community, and so-called narcissistic victim community, and the writing community. That everybody want to be quick to unfollow or block. Everything I do or say is offensive. So, but I caught a few people who changed their Twitter profile or whatever. And like one person I caught that she claimed, she claimed that she do Reiki, which is New Age. So I unfollowed her. And another person switched their username to something with 666 in it. So I went and blocked that person. I don't want to be following devil worshipers. And they got so many people who say that they're Christian and say that they're against the New World Order, but you promote the fake New Age 777. And Jesus wasn't New Age. But, the New Agers love to promote this fake New Age Jesus. So, I had 1,280 subscribers, and one person got hateful and unsubscribed. But us being targeted, yes, we cry and complain a lot. And we're sitting here feeling helpless about our struggles and have really nobody. And it seems like we're just venting to prevent ourselves from losing our minds and going crazy or going ape shit. We don't even have each other in the so-called TI community. And like, if I ask somebody, well, why did you unfollow me? Or did I say anything offensive? If I be like, well, did I say anything offensive to deserve to be unfollowed? The first thing they'll do is block me. So, or ignore me. So, That's why my new policy is, if I found out somebody unfollowed me, you ain't got to worry about me no more. I'm not going to chase after you or kiss your ass no more like I used to do to people. And people will see me as a pest for trying to chase after and kiss people's ass. So, I block you so neither one of us have to see each other's content. So, well, I don't know if the Nick person, or any of them, that Jamila person is not part of the TI community. So, I'm wondering if what I exposed about what David Jane lied and said, like he made up a fake profile and saying Candy is a child molester. When I exposed and clearly mentioned that that's a smear campaign, that is the one that the perps falsely reported, and then I got the fake strike for harassment and bullying, and then they rejected my appeal for saying that this was said to me. So I don't know if those people believe the lies. Because if people falsely accuse you of doing something so bad or so horrible, and you try to defend your innocence, they will try to make it like you're so guilty. Or they want to wrongfully believe that you're just so guilty. You are so wrong. When people making up lies on you, and even other professed targets believe the smears about you. When they intentionally and maliciously, doing you dirty. And if you're targeted and you're participating in the same bullying and slander, but then you cry when it happens to you. You hypocritically cry when it happens to you. And it's like, the ones who even were fake and betrayed me, it's like, they even try to tell me that I'm one tough cookie, or that I'm stronger than I know, or they feel like, you have been out on the street so long, I don't see how you do it. Well, I said, I had no choice. But I really think I would go crazy or go ape shit or just give up if I ended up back on the streets again. Because, I can't even get comfortable here like I wish I could. I can't even get comfortable. I have to live every day, almost every day, like it's my last. Because I never know when I'm going to have to, if there's any gang stalking set up for me to have to be told I got to leave. Or that I can't stay here no more. Due to the gang stalking. And every time I go to pay rent, they will always have other residents or renters that come in the front office when I come in, and then start doing noise harassment, like take a quarter and start tapping it on a glass table, or ringing their keys, and I tell them that it bothers me, and then they look at me like I'm crazy and then laugh. And then, I'd be on the verge of getting into an argument with them. They be doing that on purpose, and those are the same perps that I showed y'all that red car with the one headlight, and the lady came up in here. At the front office. So they got a lady that's supposedly disabled, and she came all the way from Michigan to come here and gang stalk me. She followed me 2 days in a row. Followed me on the bus, on that little transportation 2 days in a row. She would follow me at the laundromat, follow me to the library, follow me to the damn grocery store, like following me everywhere. And then this nosy neighbor, the fake nice neighbor 2 doors down. So I think, like, the guy next door with the black Dodge Dart, I'm not sure if he's a perp, but other than that, everybody around here is a perp. except me. It's unbelievable. And they got all these churches around here. So, as I said, when I talk about if somebody got hateful and unfollowed or blocked me on social media, they must have either, if they're supposed to be targeted or victims of narcissistic abuse or Christian, then they must have heard the gang stalking slander, or somebody must have manipulated or told them something. And so I document that. I'm not trying to just whine or complain, but it does bother me, and I feel like, well, this is my documentation of the gang stalking betrayal. So, and they have abusive, narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perps that say hurtful things or try to control and boss me around, and I stand up to them, and then they'll pretend like as if they're the victim and I'm the one who betrayed them. But, like, how the hell are we supposed to be friends if you laugh in my face and think I deserve to be punished with suffering homeless on the streets out in cold weather in the winter, and then you laugh in my face? And then when I block you for saying that, or you defend and agree with the perps, now all of a sudden you're the victim and I'm the one who betrayed you. So, so I mean, I would like to, I'm sitting here venting because I would hate to just have all that worry on my mind when I go to bed. I would rather vent and get it off my chest before I go to bed, before I go to sleep. Or else I won't be able to sleep. And I'll be frustrated. You hear that? I can feel it. So, I didn't work at all on my ebook today, but I started to work on a short story about 6:30 or 7 o'clock. But then I feel like it's kind of close to getting, no, it was like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And I felt like, well, I felt like it seemed like as if it was short notice. And I didn't want to rush a short story. And I didn't have a topic or an idea. And I'm sitting here trying to think up something and couldn't come through with anything or anything solid. So, but I already know that Keith Langford is one of the popular fakes. So, I felt like, and I think he unfollowed me on one of his other Twitter accounts and then came back to follow me again and then unfollowed me. So, so it's like that, I mean, because I already know he's one of the popular fakes, so it didn't bother me as much. But, Nick, well, I mean, when I found out Jamila and that brown sugar person and Nick, they all unfollowed me at the same time on TikTok. And I don't know if it was because when I said that David James said this about me, if they believed that what David said was about me was if they believed that lie was true. If they believed it was true. Either that or if it's from some other post, if they might have got offended or upset and just unfollow, or if they thought that I was annoying. But I don't even really try to bother or talk to them. But Nick got underneath my skin, I mean, the worst. I mean, it bothered me the worst about him. But, the Jamila person, it bothered me heavily because you're supposed to be Christian. But that brown sugar person, somewhat newer follower, and only had one post, and we didn't interact that much. But I was a little bothered, but not that much. But yeah, so I was upset that TikTok. I mean, it seemed like I lost all these followers. I mean, I've said a few other times in videos on TikTok that, you know, my TikTok is on its last legs, and that the gang stalkers, they're sabotaging, you know, and falsely reporting my videos. So I let them know. But I don't know why when I said it today, why everybody started to unfollow and block me in droves. Like mass unfollowing and blocking on TikTok, and making me feel like, you know, like as if I'm unwanted or unaccepted, or like I don't have a right to be on TikTok. You know, like, wow. So it seemed like I'm not allowed to expose my gang stalking on TikTok, and I get the attacks, you know, my account, like me exposing my gang stalking experiences, it's violating the rules. When I'm saying, no, this harassment is being done to me. I'm not saying these horrible things to people. People are saying this to me, and I'm saying, look what this person said, or look what they did. So, I mean, I also felt discouraged and unmotivated, like as if felt too depressed to even work on any writing. But I started to, and I attempted to. But that Name Tricks app that I use for the baby names app, it seemed like they changed that whole thing around in a way it's disappointing. And I missed the old version. It's like they changed that around and updated it completely and totally. And it's like now it's kind of like I can't understand or comprehend it. And they'll just throw out random names and suggest that you rate or like it. But I missed the old way where they had the list of names where I can see. So I guess I'll have to get adjusted or used to it. So yeah, I started to attempt to work on a short story, but didn't follow through with it. And I figured maybe tomorrow. But I just had that bowl of cereal for super late breakfast, and then I ate dinner. I mean, it was at 1 o'clock I had the bowl of cereal, somewhere around there. And then for dinner, I didn't even have lunch. But for dinner, I was so hungry and held myself for a long time. And then for dinner around 6 o'clock, I had the pizza. So I put the pizza in the toaster oven, and yes, it was able to fit in the toaster oven. So it was about 5:30. I put the pizza in the toaster oven, and then I went to finally trim my fingernails and toenails, and they didn't squeeze my organs this time. But I don't know, I was getting frustrated and impatient, and it was just my fingernails at first, and it's like, I don't know why it's taking me so long to trim my nails. Usually it'll take me like 5 or 10 minutes. But it took me like 30 minutes to trim my fingernails and my toenails. And by the time I got done, the pizza was a little bit burnt. And so the pizza wasn't bad though. The pizza wasn't bad. I don't know if they're freezing my phone camera. The pizza wasn't bad, you know. But so I had pizza, those steak fries, and they had a taste that a flavor or a taste that I didn't like. So they tasted weird, the steak fries. And so and then I put the Carolina Gold mustard barbecue sauce on it. And I had pizza, fries. I baked the fries in the toaster oven as well. I had pizza, fries, and 3 of the miniature Magnum bars. And my anxiety was really high, and I was, felt like I was having a rough day, and I felt rejected and hated by and punished by everybody, And so I felt rejected, hated, and punished by everybody. And but yeah, if you're a fellow TI like me who hasn't really done anything, I'm not going to throw you under the bus or put you down or insult you or sabotage or smear campaign. But if you're doing perp shit, even if you say you're targeted and you start acting like a perp, then I'll expose everything dirty that you did. Well, at least everything dirty that you did to me. And I will deal with you like a perp, not a targeted individual, if you're a fake TI perp playing both sides. But but yeah, it's like too many fake cowards on the internet. And for the past month or so, I've started to wonder if maybe I should take a break or a hiatus. But I'm afraid that if I were to take a break, then the perps will use that to sabotage my account, my social media even more. Or people would take the opportunity. Like, people don't even, if I'm not on social media for a couple of weeks, people don't be concerned and wondering, missing me and concerned and wondering where I'm at. They just take the opportunity to just start unfollowing. It's like people don't even give a damn. But see, somebody was just telling me, sending me a message right now, saying that the gang stalkers are racist assholes and that they deserve to die and rot. See, other professed targeted individuals say the same thing, that the perps deserve to die, or that they deserve to go to hell, they deserve to rot in hell. So I think all narcissistic abusers, fake TI perps, and gang stalkers deserve the same eternal fate. They all deserve the same fate. And fake people. Like, you claim that you love the Lord God with all your heart, might, and soul, but you just unfollowed and blocked me on social media and say that you don't judge people. And it's unprovoked. I never disrespected you, violated you. I never told you anything rude. And it's like, I had it really bad in 2020 that people who profess to be Christian and targeted were unfollowing and blocking me in droves. I don't even seek to try to go and look for new accounts to follow on Twitter that claim to be targeted individuals. I'll wait for them to come and follow me. And then, if you're targeted, even if you're not targeted, if you come follow me, as long as you ain't satanic, new age, or a perp, then I'll follow you back. But they have some people that after we followed each other, then I didn't realize until after some time down the line that this person would be like a new ager or somebody that's throwing up the devil horns or satanic hand signs while trying to pretend that they're targeted and chosen. Now, they have this guy named Mike on TikTok. I tried to follow, I think I tried to follow him, but he didn't follow me back. But then I think I unfollowed because he wasn't following back. And so, he used to show up on my For You page or connected with other mutual followers, And the Mike person, I don't know if he got hateful and blocked me on TikTok because I don't see him no more. But I don't know if he, I think he did mention something about, this is going to be my last video, or I'm not going to do TikTok no more, or something like that. But I don't know if he deleted his account or if he blocked me. But he would always be sitting in his, that's what people do. They be just sitting in their car and just talking about, the targeting or whatever. But I have tangible proof and people still don't believe me and they still falsely say that I'm a paid fake agent. And it's like, I got proof of what they're doing to me. Even as of last night, yesterday evening, I put out proof. And the harassing comments, I even put out online proof today of the online version of the stalking, the gang stalking and harassment activity. So I don't even know if that Nick Rich person is a fake T.I. perp. And that's why he did what he did. Or if that Jamila McCoy person, if she, a fake Christian perp. And that's why she, I don't know. But, people who claim to be victims of narcissistic abuse, it's like so much, if they all claim to be narcissistic victims, but then they unfollow and block me and make me feel like, do they think I'm a narcissist? But, so many people try to butter me up and tell me that I'm an empath with a sensitive soul, or they say that they see light in me. Well, how come my spirit doesn't irritate other people's demons? No, if somebody get mad at me because I'm doing something wrong, I'm saying something wrong, or I'm aggravating, I'm disgusting, I'm annoying. And as I said, I don't even try to go around doing people dirty, hurting people, or putting people down. But yeah, I put the perps down though. I don't call them people. Y'all don't count. I'm talking about sensible, normal, everyday people. So, So it's like, and then, it seemed like when I try to get closer to God or, trying to get closer to Jesus Christ, the main attacks come from people who say that they're Christian. And it looked like as if I had 63 screenshots on TikTok of a list of blocked people. 63 screenshots of blocked people, of blocked accounts on TikTok. Now, the fake Darnell Williams perp, him alone, he makes up about half of those 63 pages. Ain't that ridiculous? He makes up about half of those 63 pages of or screenshots of And then the other, I will say, like, so if he makes up at least 50%, him alone, and then the other 40% is accounts of other gang stalkers who either harassed me or said something rude. And then the other 10% is people who unfollowed me. Now, like, this is doggone pathetic. Like, you got that many pages and pages and pages of fake accounts that harassed me, and out of those 63 pages of accounts, I don't know if it was 15 or maybe 20 accounts per page or per screenshot. Imagine that, though. Imagine like, I got more blocked accounts on my TikTok than followers. And I know I've had to block a lot of YouTube accounts because of the harassment and gang stalking from a lot of the same perps. And on Twitter, well, Twitter, mainly people who unfollowed or blocked me, I will say that consists of about 90%. And then the other 10% is from perps harassing and stalking me or whatever. But thankfully, I don't get that much harassment from perps on Twitter. But I don't get as much harassment. I get a little bit of the harassment from perps on Twitter, but they mainly love to attack my YouTube and TikTok. But if you don't like me, or if you hate me, or if you against me, if I get a new social media account, it'd be the perps be the first to try to follow. Like my main enemies. You know, even Stephon Adams, Starbricker, Jessica Ricketts Wholeness. Like, she was the first to follow me on my Twitter when it was brand new, and my TikTok when it was brand new. All these online perps went to they will follow me before anybody else. But if you got nothing but anything bad to say about me, why do you willfully come and follow me and stalk me and harass me everywhere? And as I said, I get all this harassment and abuse, and my account would be in hot water for being falsely accused of the falsely reported for the very same thing that they're doing to me. When I report the fake Darnell Williams perp with all the filthy stuff he says, I report that, and YouTube will ignore the shit out of me. But TikTok will say it's no violation. But, I'm always the one who falsely accused the harassment when I'm getting the harassment done to me, or the abuse done to me. So yeah, I was feeling down, and the open miniature Magnum bar, sadly, I didn't take chances with it, so I had to throw it away. And so I have one small little Magnum bar left. And they say that 3 of the miniature Magnum bars make up one serving. So I got 1/3 of a serving, or one last little Magnum bar left. So I got some more fries and pizza. I got one more thing of pizza because it came 2 in a container. So I guess it is now 12:09 a.m. on Sunday, June 25th, 2023. So my twin sister's, I don't know if she still call him husband, Dwayne. I don't think they ever even got divorced. Dwayne's criminal, illegal, satanic, fake birthday. So The last time they were together, I think, was 2006 or 2007. But Dwayne is a perp. Yep. Special Esther Dwayne is a perp. And my twin sister tried to call him Chester child molester. She tried to say he was a pedo. But I wish they still had that video though. I mean, I wish I still had that video. I wish I would have never got rid of that video. But other family members didn't want to see it, and I got mad and just deleted the video and threw it away. But I didn't realize that this was all the gang stalking. And so in the video, these so-called friends of my twin sister, the guy named the guy had knew my twin sister in the military. Him, and he had a girlfriend. I don't know if they eventually got married, but they were doing like stuff with my twin sister, you know. And then they had another friend, and my twin sister let these people come live with her. Now, my twin sister wouldn't let me come live with her, but she let strangers who gonna dog over her real bad, she let them stay with her, and she forgive them and give them chances. But my twin sister has this heavy fake mental health stigma against me, but she considered mental also. She been seeing a psychiatrist and take medicine too. But what make her think that her retarded or her crazy is better than my crazy or my retarded? And so, those people exposed in the video about how my twin sister lied about saying that everybody had violated her kids. Like, how everybody gonna, and the people who really were violating your kids, you gonna sit there and be quiet about it? Or you be loyal to them and keep their secrets because you stuck on their genetic features, like their light skin and pretty hair and all that. But somebody who's totally innocent and haven't done anything, you know, if me and you supposed to be like an exact mirror of each other because we're identical twins, and people can't even tell us apart. Excuse me. She falsely accused me, certain brothers, and certain friends and her husband of violating and, you know, touching on Raven. Excuse me. So, my twin sister was like, yeah, tell everybody why you banned. I got banned from Tulane Hospital because you lied on me. You and Dwayne teamed up together, you lied on me and try to set me up. That's why I'm wrongful. And I'm not banned from Tulane anymore. But when I had to go as a patient to Tulane Hospital in 2018, they tortured me and treated me more like a criminal than a medical patient. So yeah, that's why I got wrongfully banned. And you said that you were banned too. And so during the argument that my twin sister put out on Facebook and YouTube, those videos from 2017 that she saved and she used it to smear and manipulate and lie, she showed y'all what she wanted to show y'all. Because I told her the truth, and then she started to believe me, and she didn't show y'all that part. But she just wanted to show whatever she wanted to make Candy look crazy or make Candy look bad. You know, so you're going to sit there and bully and confront me about a lie that you created or a false accusation that you created. And then behind closed doors, you're snickering and laughing and think that shit is funny. I'm sitting here suffering. My life is ruined. I can't even have food to eat or have a fucking car or a job, and I'm blacklisted behind people like you lying on your own fucking twin sister. But you're going to go and fry in hell like the rest of the gang stalkers. Gang stalking your own fucking twin sister. That's sad. Now you would rather be loyal to a fucking cult. You value the cult more than your own twin. The other half of you. And think you're better than me. So, the other person, the other female with the nickname Ice, she said that my twin sister went down on her own infant daughter. And then, or put a gun to Raven's head and then blamed it on all the family members, including her own, including her own husband. So if my twin sister wanted to even try to say that her husband Dwayne was molesting and touching on Joni's kids, or lock them up in a room and make them do stuff to each other, or lock them up in a room and torture them, or make them cry and then laugh. Well, if Dwayne did all this, then why you didn't lock him up? I mean, why you didn't have him locked up? But Dwayne is so evil that he was one of the main masterminds behind trying to lie on me about Raven, and she believed it. And he also was the mastermind behind lying and saying that I touched Raven. They had all the neighbors betray me. And, had third parties and flying monkeys come and attack me. And my twin sister didn't come confront me. She had third party people coming in and jumping on and attacking me for false rumors. I didn't even know what she lied and said about me. Like, we would be in high school and third parties would confront, and my twin sister would be mad at me and giving me mean looks and not wanting to talk to me for no reason at all. And I'm like, what did I do wrong, or what did I say wrong? And then they would have a whole bunch of kids come and confront me and say, well, you said your twin sister was this, you said your twin sister was gay, or this, that, whatever. And I'm like, it would be that the ignorant project ghetto fake crusty kids at school would do stuff like, Candy, is it now the teachers say that when the kids get messy, ignore them. So the kids would try to say, well, Candy, is it true that Brandy's gay? Or which one of y'all the gay twin? That's what they'd be like, which one of y'all the gay twin? And if I don't answer, me following the teacher's orders to not answer, then they figure, well, you ignoring or you not saying anything must mean, yes, you're guilty. So then they go and lie and try to be messy and create trouble and be like, well, Candy said you're gay. And then next thing you know, my twin sisters, being like passive aggressive and doing some silent bullying, like not telling me anything but giving me the silent treatment or cold shoulder, and then just doing evil stuff, being very slick with doing evil stuff towards me, and doing stuff on purpose just to make me mad, and try to seek popularity and gang up with strangers. I mean, join forces with strangers to bully your own twin sister. It started in junior high or high school. And now we're adults and this is social media, and strange people who she would never meet in person, she love and care about them more than her own twin. And my twin sister's heart is so hard, and like she got so much vicious built up a hate anger based on her own lies about me. Her own delusions. People just been saying that my twin sister lies so much or that she's a liar. But how come nobody ever say she's delusional? If she lied that damn much, And so my twin sister's allowed to have a more free life. Like, nobody gonna call her fat and greedy. People don't control her finances. They allow her to have a house and a car. They allowed her to have a car, and a house. And I don't even know if she's both targeted and a perp or a straight up perp. Or she tried to make like she gets some persecution or some targeting happening to her too. But I saw and I screenshot, and I think it might be on somewhere on my flash drives, that she tried to say gang stalking isn't real. But she went and played right along and lied to the TI community and lied to the narcissistic victim community, ran me off Quora, and tried to turn away all my support. And you want to keep your own twin sister totally isolated. You don't give a good fuck if your own twin sister dies out in tornado weather, but if you get tornado or hail to golf ball size hail to hit your car, and you cry and have a meltdown and beg for sympathy. But you were at least protected inside of a house, and I had no house or car, straight out on the streets, and y'all, none of the family gave a damn. None of them cared to none of them cared to had any care about Candy being out on the streets. But there was so much worry for when Sean and Wyatt would be on the streets. So, the only time the family would give me any so-called encouragement is when they pretend to give fake encouragement when they want to ready to try to use and take advantage of me having possession of a lot of money. I mean, even if it's $300, that's a lot of money to them. And they try to be greedy and take it all. And then lie and say that they're going to pay me back. Or they treat me like I deserve to be punished, like I'm not supposed to have that, and think they got the authority to try to confiscate my own money from me. Like, so it was even in 2018, and I had a part-time job at the zoo where they workplace mobbed and gang stalked me and cut my hours. And what sense would it make for you to, when I say I need more hours, I'm trying to get more hours to work, and you give me more days but then shorten my hours of work? So, and all these people fraudulently and illegally rich living a high life, and they won't even give me no fucking opportunity. They block you from employment and working, and then turn around and lie and say you're lazy and don't want to work and that you need to go. And when you try to do an alternative like self-employment, they hound you down and harass you saying you need to go and get you a real job. But then when I try to go get a real job, they sabotage that too. But I'm sick and tired of people trying to control me. I need to take my power back and start living for me. Fuck employment and fuck a job. I'm just going to try to survive my way. And so I'm going to try to work on more writing. And if I can get better, try to practice doing some cooking videos. But, as I said, my TikTok is in hot water. My TikTok is on its last legs. For nothing. For nothing. So I get nasty, harassing comments on both YouTube and TikTok if I try to show videos about food. So I got harassment for me to just show a piece of sausage, a bowl of grits, and some tang. And I'm sitting here getting harassment for that. And so somebody laughed and said, that looks like a poor person's meal. Ha ha ha. And made a bunch of laughing emojis. And so they had a couple of people who mentioned about being grateful for not having much. So yeah, at that time, I was low on food before my food stamps, or right around when my food stamps, or just right after my food stamps came, somewhere around there, my food stamp, before I went to go get grocery shopping. And, I just had grits, a bowl of grits. And I just had a bowl of grits and a piece of sausage and some tang. And that was a meal for me. But it seemed like people will pick on you. Like, I would get harassed just for if I show a quick little video about a glass of water. Oh, I get devoured, attacked, and harassed. And I'm like, I don't see how people can do it, how they do it. Such just harassing comments, or rude comments. I'm like when I showed when I was at Cracker Barrel in Pensacola, and the perp waitresses they gaslit and messed with me about the water that comes along with my meal. And then the people on TikTok got, this was before the fake Darnell Williams perp sabotaged my account, where I can't even, like, as if I'm not even eligible to land on the For You page. It's like I'm totally shadow banned on TikTok, that I can't even land on the For You page. And that's why I'm sitting here getting such small views. Like, no way in hell should I have over 1,000 TikTok followers, and I'd be lucky if I get 12 views in one video. Or especially if I'm talking about my targeting. But if I put up a video about my short stories or my targeting or my writings, they get shadow banned. But if I put up a video about food or talking about narcissistic abuse, they kind of blow up and be on the For You page. But once I got to 1,000 followers on TikTok, people started unfollowing and blocking me in droves. Once I started to get close to 1,000 followers. Now, like, why when I reached 1,000 followers, it seemed like as if, and then when I did that first live stream, like 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. No, I think it was June 10th. So that was 2 weeks ago. And and so it's like I knew that was gonna happen. Just like when I realized that when the perps found out about me getting my first revenue check from YouTube, that's when they looked and hunted for an old video to falsely report and get wrongfully striked on YouTube. You took an old video to get that wrongfully striked on YouTube. And then, they attacked all 3 of my channels, trying to get all my YouTube channels just straight wiped out. And y'all harassing, and at the same time falsely reporting me for the harassment that y'all doing to me whenever I expose what y'all doing. It's just twisted and backwards and messed up. So so it's like, it's not a good feeling to be hated or punished, especially for something that's based on a misunderstanding or something that if somebody maliciously lied on you. But if I make like a complaint saying that I get a whole bunch of people falsely reporting and sabotaging my account, then TikTok won't do anything about it. and so or YouTube won't do anything about it. But it's like I'd be shocked at all the threats, the death threats, the harassment, and everything else that the perps can just get away with. And if I report a clear death threat from an online perp, YouTube and TikTok, they ignore me or say that that perp is not violating. But if I just say that if I call a perp you fake bitch, then my video or whatever get wrongfully taken down for harassment and bullying. But you sit there and provoke me to say that by the fact that you keep harassing me, and it's more frustrating that nothing is being done. Like the perps are above the law, both online and in person. and it's frustrating. So anyway, I can't believe it's almost that time again for me to have to do laundry. Almost that time to roll around again for me to have to do laundry. I think I got one more outfit left. I don't know if one or two more outfits left before I have to do laundry again. And so I guess later for breakfast I'm gonna have the pancakes and sausage on a stick and some orange juice. Oh yeah, I had orange juice with my dinner earlier. I didn't have Tang, but I had the regular orange juice. So I didn't get adequate sleep yesterday, I'ma say, But yeah, I mean, I just have difficulty vocalizing my feelings or emotions. My words can't even come out right or come out the way I want them to, and then I get nervous, and narcissistic abusers, they would yell at me and say, oh, you say the same thing over and over again. So the fake Darnell Williams perp even mocked me, saying that I always say, okay, and I don't even realize that I'd be saying it. But I'd be like so nervous with my anxiety being high and me being nervous in all my videos because of trying to block out the idea of being fearful of being judged and condemned by these wicked perps that nitpick and attack me for everything I do or say. So me being scared and all that, or trying to not be scared, it makes me more nervous, But it's like the whole world and the wicked people judging me as if they are God or as if they got control over me. All y'all can't be my handler. I'm going to say none of y'all can be my handler. And I don't even know y'all. But I can't understand why internet strangers be trying to control other internet strangers. Or, like, say, for example, if somebody does a cooking video, why people in the comment section get mad. I even see it with other people too, or they get mad and say, well, you should have did this, or you should have did that, or that was stupid, or Like, you ain't got to eat it, so why you want to try to tell them how they should cook their food? If you like parsley in your eggs, I'm gonna say, well, if you don't like parsley in your eggs, how you gonna tell that person you're not supposed to put parsley in your eggs? Or, oh, you're putting parsley in your eggs, oh, that look foolish. Or you put oregano in corn, you dumb as hell. Like, I remember when my twin sister called herself trying to be creative during our teenage years. I think we were in junior high, not high school. And the foster sister, April, went off on my twin sister and got on her case and kept repeatedly throwing that in her face about putting oregano in corn. My twin sister, she put a whole lot of oregano in corn. But, I mean, I guess if it was a little bit of oregano, but if you like oregano in your corn or, But the foster stepdad would put tomatoes and black-eyed peas for New Year's and then try to force us to like it. And I'm like, we don't, I mean, as I said, they hate us, but they want to try to force us to like what they like. But, like, one time the foster stepdad did this to me. Not the foster dad, Al, but the other one. The foster stepdad. I hated that man so much, I don't even want to say his name. But, he was, like, one time it was a Friday night, and it was me and the foster stepdad at the house by ourselves, just me and him. I'm surprised he didn't even do anything or try anything on me, if you get what I mean. I was a teenager, and I didn't want to go to the fake cult Bible class, but I didn't want to go. And I don't remember if I was in junior high or high school. And the foster mom, my twin sister, and I guess the foster sister, Joni, everybody was gone to the fake cult Bible class. And so the foster stepdad came home with some frog legs and shrimp and whatever else. So he forced me to peel shrimp just for him to eat. And the foster family used to do that to us foster kids that they didn't like, while I'm forced. And guess what? My twin sister tried to gaslight me a couple of years ago when I was exposing that the foster mom would force us to eat 6-day-old moldy noodles. And yes, noodles can go moldy. And yes, they do expire. So I wasn't saying that the raw noodles were moldy. Even though I saw TikTok videos last week or the week before, I saw TikTok videos of people who opened up raw noodles that had a lot of mold on it. So my twin sister tried to gaslight me and lie and say that noodles don't even get moldy, trying to defend the foster mom and lie on me. But yeah, the foster mom, what she used to do is, you know how they have the setting 9 coldest in the refrigerator? Well, the foster mom used to like the refrigerator to be 3 or 3.5, like between 3 and 4. And so the milk will always be warm, and the food, it wasn't really cold. I'm glad I got my own place, because, and see, the foster sister Shelly at her house, she would have her refrigerator setting on 7. And oh man, I actually really love to have ice, like some nice cold frosted flakes, rather than some warm soggy frosted flakes or warm soggy raisin bran. So now that I have my own place, I be trying to make sure that that the milk would be cold. Like yesterday evening, like last night, no, not Saturday, but Friday. After I bought the groceries, and I hate eating cereal after I bought the groceries. I would rather wait the next day. But I was hungry, and I had the cereal, and I was like, the milk wasn't cold enough for me. So, like, I say about almost 12 hours ago, when I had the cereal after the milk been in the refrigerator for a while, and I was like, yeah. So the cereal and the milk tasted much better being, cold or whatever, And how did Alex Dupree know that I like cold cereal or that I don't like warm milk? So he mentioned something about that a couple of years ago. So then it's like so yeah. So with the 6-day-old moldy noodles, it would be like say the noodles would be cooked and then in the refrigerator and have blue mold on it, and the foster mom would still force us to sit there and eat it while they get fresh shrimp and crawfish and eat it, and they force us to peel shrimp just for them to eat. And I even got attacked by abusive narcs on Yahoo Answers talking about that I should be grateful because most kids don't even get to eat food at all. Now, like, while y'all sitting there fucking rich, I'm sitting here talking about my foster care abuse story and ask for advice on how can I heal from this? How can I get over this, or what I went through. And so, my twin sister tried to gaslight me and defend the foster mom a couple of years ago, trying to say 6-day-old noodles don't even get moldy, dumbass. And come to find out that I saw TikTok videos of both raw and cooked noodles getting moldy. So I remember numerous times being forced to have to eat 6-day-old noodles. Or what the foster mom would do was they would have blue mold on rice that been not in the refrigerator but sitting out. But even sometimes if the rice had been in the refrigerator and then would get blue mold, and the foster mom would still force us to force us to eat that moldy rice and try to swear up and down that it's still good. Or milk, if they had obviously sour milk, and then she would lie and say that it's still good and try to force us to drink sour milk. And she wouldn't drink it, or she wouldn't eat whatever. But yeah, when the foster stepdad punished me, and then the foster mom got on my case really heavy too, when he came with frog legs. And if they peeled, and I was 22 years old, it was the year 2006. And the foster sister, Shelly, would force me and Chastity to peel shrimp just for them to eat. Or, and I'm like, damn, I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult and still going through the same abuse, So it's like I'm not even allowed to have the luxury to have shrimp or have steak or none of that. And online strangers think they got the authority to jump down my throat and attack me for having a $9.99 steak dinner from Texas Roadhouse, which was a 6-ounce sirloin steak. And then a 6-ounce sirloin steak, that's the same price as a lot of the other items. Real TIs don't get to eat out at steakhouses a few times a week. The one time I go to Texas Roadhouse, and for the first time in decades or years, and I'm getting attacked by an online stranger and get falsely accused of being called a scam and a fraud. And I'm like, wait a minute, calm down. This is my first, and I even said that this is my first time in years having any steak. The whole time I was living in Los Angeles, California, living in Denton, Texas, living in, I couldn't even afford regular steak. Like to go to a grocery store and buy steak and cook it, But like I and that was a 6-ounce sirloin. And I could never afford really a T-bone steak. Or definitely filet mignon. But I don't even get to have lobster that much. I can count on my hands of how many times I've had lobster and how many times I've had steak in my life. But I'm from New Orleans, so I've, had crawfish plenty of times. But there have been times when the foster mom would force us to eat, leftover moldy rice, peas, and pork chop while they're sitting there feasting on crabs, crawfish, potatoes, pickle meat, pig feet, corn on the cob, sausage, the seafood boil. Wow, we gotta eat, old pork chops. And so I told y'all about the times when I would be eating Cocoa Dino Bites, which is the multi-meal generic Cocoa Puffs for breakfast. And the foster mom, would walk into the kitchen and tell me, "You're going to wind up dead." And then walk off. Boom, 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 boom. She'll be a short, tiny little woman. And she walks really fast. Your ass going to wind up dead. Boom, 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 boom. Like stomp real hard and walk off. And I'd be like, well, what was that for? She wouldn't do that to her own biological kids, and that's why we talk to her like shit and talk to her any old kind of way. Because you wouldn't, you sit there and harass and do this to me unprovoked for nothing. And she would, at every opportunity, just remind me of why. Imagine talking to a minor like this. And you're sitting there telling me that I'm going to wind up dead and I'm going to wind up in jail or dead and deserve it. For nothing. Unprovoked. Or they act like they're just in a bad mood for no reason. And then I started to act like I was in a bad mood for no reason. And I picked that up from them. And then I realized, you know what? I don't have to be angry for no reason because everybody else is angry for no reason. Or you just start tripping on me or going off or acting moody for nothing. So now I don't walk around with mood swings no more. I have to have a reason to be pissed off and angry. I used to get mad for no reason when I was a kid. I ain't know no better. I just picked up from what they did, the way they treated me. What was I supposed to know? So, as I said, if any kind of narcissist in me, because them trying to force me to be like them or try to force me to do the things that they do or force me to like what they like. And if I didn't like what they like, or if I wasn't getting with the program or conforming to the social norms, then, this is proof you're crazy. So I went to try to undo the programming that they brainwashed me with. But they have a lot of people who tell me that I'm not a narcissist at all. But if anybody want to call me a narcissist, it'd be the overt malignant narcissist falsely accusing me of being a vulnerable narcissist, or they use projection and falsely accuse me of being a vulnerable narcissist, or trying to make it like as if you're always the victim, or because you're the one who smear campaign and tell everybody how to abuse me and constantly just pick on me and bully me for nothing. I'm not any kind of freaking narcissist. But you can be abusive, narcissistic, and controlling, and you don't want me to exist on the face of this earth. But they have, people who are just angry and yell for nothing. If I have, a bowl of grits and a bowl of cantaloupe, I get attacked and yelled at for that too. About how I'm wasting my money on cantaloupe. Spending up all my, or wasting my money or not spending within my means if I try to eat healthy. But if I eat corn, like pancakes and sausage on a stick or corn dogs, I deserve to be punished with cancer and clogged arteries for eating so much junk food. I can't win for nothing. People always got something to say, and people ain't never satisfied in trying to play God with my life. And I'm fighting for my freedom. Fighting for my rights. But they want to coercively sabotage and shut down every damn thing. Everything. And I'm just tired of people trying to play God with my life and yet trying to control me, and they don't care about me. They don't care about me. They hate me and want me eliminated. But it's like, if you're the next door neighbor, you don't have the authority to try to take my rights away from me. I mean, next door neighbor trying to control which grocery store you should shop at. Or living in Los Angeles, they had nothing but Mexican stores in South Central LA. If I went to any of those stores and got treated with abuse or oppression, I would get told that I get what I deserve for kissing those Mexicans' ass. And that I should... why the hell did you go to the Northgate Market? Why you don't go to Superior's Food for Less? The next door neighbor in Los Angeles actually told me that. And I'm like, since when does the next door neighbor have the authority to try to tell me what grocery store I can shop at with my own money? Or think she got the authority to dictate that I should not be allowed to go to my hometown, New Orleans, by my own family? Or think that they got the authority of the landlord and try to control my life. And you, an abusive narcissistic perp, bully, and pretending to be Christian. You commit every sin in the book, but you think that you're saved because you pretend to speak in tongues, which is not biblical. And it seems like everybody that's Pentecostal and speaking those tongues, they all eternally angry narcissistic abusers. Every single last one of them. But, you think you're saved, but you're perping the shit out of people. But I got my nerve for everything. I got my nerve to call you a narcissistic abuser. I got my nerve to call you this name. I got my nerve to call you ugly. I got my nerve to call you this name, that name. I'm not allowed to drive a car. I'm not allowed to have a car. I'm not allowed to eat food. I'm not allowed to have money. I'm not allowed to have a job. I'm not allowed to have not one friend or one supportive person. I'm not allowed to have family. I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend or a husband. I'm not allowed to have children. I'm not allowed to take a dog on vacation. It's like my whole entire life got to be just fucking detention or punishment or just hate, or like as if they want to remind me that I deserve, give me that constant reminder that I deserve to be punished. If I eat unhealthy, I deserve to die. But then if I eat healthy, I'm wasting my money. What the hell am I supposed to eat then? And back off, leave me alone and mind your fucking business. Because, you're a coercive meddler. Like, force yourself to control my life, yet you hate everything I do. Stalking everything, stalking and monitoring and trying to micromanage and control, and you don't even know me. And you know, and then the fake friends who do come in my life, they end up being too good to be true, and play like they're so perfect for like a whole year, and then afterwards flip and betray me and start to act like everything about me is a problem. But you try to butter me up and juice me up and make it like as if everything's perfect, everything's fine, you're good. But then all of a sudden, overnight, everything's wrong with me. You got every complaint about everything I do or say you have an issue with. But you lied to me and deceived me, and to think that I can be comfortable and be myself around you. And then you make it like as if I'm the problem, or I deserve to be punished, or I deserve to go to hell, or I'm the evil one. You know, thanks for letting me vent, because I don't have any other outlet or avenue, really. You know, as I said, my TikTok is unjustly or undeservingly on its last legs. So it's like I can't even expose the gang stalking. But if as I said, I can show a video, like a 10-second video of a cup of water and get attacked for that. Or I would get devoured and attacked if I show a video of a butterfly. But they got so many fake traders, though. Can't find real, genuine, loyal people. And the fakos that betrayed me are the main ones who go smear campaigning and lying and saying Candy is not loyal. They be lying and saying Candy is not loyal. So, but anyway, you know, I've been suffering depression and high anxiety, you know, and just living day to day and scared of tomorrow, and trying to inch closer to God, but just made to feel like people hate me so much, they want me to feel like as if because they gave up on me, they want me to feel like as if God gave up on me too, or as if God never liked me. I'm damn sure ain't gonna serve a God who hate me or don't like me, you know, which is, you know, the false god Satan, or y'all projecting y'all feelings and then say it's God. God doesn't want you with the car. God wants you to be on the streets. God blacklisted you. Yeah, no, it's you pretending to be God. Religious narcissists trying to tear down and turn away my faith. And that's why I say with the fake IDMR cult, what's the point of being part of a religion where nobody likes you? Even the fake cult leader, the current cult leader, chewed me out. But the fake fraudster, Robert Harris, I heard he died. He eventually died. He was real old and he died. And I heard the cult, they all went nuts and went crazy when he died. He didn't resurrect. And the fake founder, fraudster Henry Clifford Kinley didn't resurrect after the third day either. He was a new age fake warlock, fake healer. So you blood sacrifice your son two of his sons and couldn't heal them, but you can heal everybody else, but you'll let your sons die. You weird. So like Reverend Sun Young Moon, the Korean cult leader of the Moonies cult, it seemed like he had some similarities, so we gotta be more careful. and when I try to speak out against cults and stuff, people act like they ignore me and act like they're not interested. Or nobody wants to discuss or talk about cults. Excuse me. Nobody wants to talk about cults. But they got too many cults. And almost everything is a cult nowadays. Even Donald Trump followers are delusional cult followers. Because they delusionally believe that Trump is still president. And, but I'm against both Biden and Trump. I don't like politics. I don't like the presidents and stuff, Excuse me. But I didn't know any better. But I didn't know the truth. But I didn't want to have sex with Barack Obama. But I had a mild crush on him and thought he was cute, but not an obsessive kind of crush on him. But I did not know all the stuff that that Michael LaVaughn Robinson, and people say Obama is a clone and a drone, and Obama is a pedo, and people say that Barack Obama is not a real human being, that he's a GMO fake human, clone human, and that he's a female to male transgender, and that Michael LaVaughn Robinson is a male to female transgender. And people got proof and evidence of Michael LaVaughn Robinson, But you hear about the celebrities, and people even say Donald Trump is a female to male transgender. And that Donald Trump ain't his real name, that is Trump or something like that. And so Biden, people on TikTok were saying that Biden is reptilian and a pedo and a clone and fake and all that. So, that's the conspiratorial truth, that people exposed and they got the evidence. But, they think we're loony for believing the truth. So it's like they have people who brainwashed to believe and go along with the New World Order. And you try to wake them up and tell them the truth. And they will get mad and hate you. And then they say, you're the problem. So like, if I say that a whole bunch of people unfollowing and blocking me, and people are like, well, Candy, that's mighty funny. If everybody's unfollowing and blocking you on social media, well, you don't think you're the problem? And if I say that I don't think I'm the problem, they'll be like, well, it's proof that you're a narcissist. But then those people be malignant narcissists talking to me like that. But yeah, it's like if I've been considered an empath, and they would try to falsely project their narcissistic ways onto me and make it like I'm the narcissist. Like they will always falsely accuse me of trying to seek attention, a pity party, that I want people to feel sorry for me, or that I'm always the victim. And, and this is what people say about narcissists. Now, they had this lady that had the Galatians 4 blog website that she took it down. And she said she was victimized by Lisa Ruby. And so she told me that she didn't think that I was a narcissist, and that people see the light of a conscience in my eyes. And that when I smile, it's genuine and it's not superficial or fake. But she eventually turned against me and betrayed me and started to act like a perp. When she lost faith in being a Christian, and then she lost faith in being a Christian, and then she just gave up. And then just started, acting all kinds of weird and out of character. Maybe she sold her soul or sold out, because they must have beat her into submission. They even bullied her to take her blog down, or she felt discouraged enough to take her blog down and no longer believe in Jesus Christ because of so much spiritual and religious abuse from religious narcissists. So, but she would tell me that people see the light of a conscience in me, and if people calling me a narcissist, she said that they're using projection towards me, that they're projecting, because if they say that a narcissist doesn't learn from experience, but then people with narcissistic personalities, but bully and abuse and yell at me and to be like, you done learned your lesson, huh? Or they'd be like, you haven't learned your lesson, have you? Like the foster mom and the foster sister Shelly's husband, Brian. You don't learn your lesson, do you? Or you don't learn, do you? But you're the one who's the narc, not me. And I don't bully people. I don't stalk, follow, and harass people. I don't try to control people's lives and tell people what to do. I let people be people. But just don't violate me, don't hurt me. Don't disrespect me. And then back then for years, people would talk about how I let people walk all over me, or that I allow myself to be abused. But then when I start fighting back and standing up for myself, you're the problem. But they got some people being fake truthers playing both sides. They don't know. They act like they're confused and don't know whether or not they want to support the New World Order or fight against it. Like control opposition. Fake. But me, if I had things my way, I wouldn't even have Cheerios in my house. But since I'm poor and this is the closest thing by and I don't have a car to go and get to the real grocery store, well, I got no choice but to live off of Cheerios and Cinnamon Toast Crunch and, frozen vegetables, Jimmy Dean sausages, hot dogs. But, I be trying. So, like when I started to eat healthier and eat better, like at the beginning of the month, after I got the healing gravy and that chicken, and I was eating more fruits and vegetables and eating natural meats, the vertigo and stuff started to go away. But for the past 3 or 4 days, the vertigo and nausea have been trying to come. I haven't been able to eat the healthiest. So the vertigo and nausea and stuff kept trying to come back. I need to get me some more amazing grass. And it feels funny with me not having it. So, the amazing grass supplement, I need some. I don't have any. But, I have to wait till next month to be able to get some. So fake Walmart doesn't sell amazing grass anymore. And they don't sell Kirk's Castile soap anymore. And Family Dollar used to sell Kirk's soap, but they don't sell it anymore. Like when I was in Los Angeles, Family Dollar used to sell Kirk's soap, but they don't sell it no more. But stores like Family Dollar and Dollar General have very few natural items. Like, I'm surprised I didn't know that Dollar General has essential oils, but they'd be like $5 and $6, but they're not the high quality, essential oils. So when I was in Los Angeles and I went to the farmer's market, they had a guy who was selling essential oils, and I spent like $50, or maybe $120, or maybe I spent a lot of money on essential oils from this person. And after I spent so much money, then he started to act rude and disrespectful. Or they would have like farmers market vendors, even in New Orleans, they would have this black man who would sell goat meat and stuff, and he would be very rude and mean. I wish I could go back to the farmers market. To a farmers market. I'm thinking about writing a short story about farmers markets and flea markets, because I sure miss farmers markets. They used to call it Jockey Lot in Anderson, South Carolina, part of Greenville, or somewhere close to Greenville. And in Los Angeles, they call it swap meet. And in New Orleans, they call it a flea market. But I didn't realize the Jockey Lot or flea markets. I loved them, but when I was underneath the foster mom and in foster care, she never really took us to maybe she did the French market, the French Quarter, a couple of times we were little, but she didn't really take us to farmers markets like that. But she would go to the flea markets or the thrift store and make it seem so boring. But then I turned out to love the flea markets sometimes. I like the flea markets and the farmers market. And I wish that I would have known that if I could have had a way where I could sell stuff at a flea market. But you'll be amazed, at the flea markets and farmers markets and stuff, So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a short story about the farmers market and the flea market. I got that idea in mind. So my storage space, I'm pretty sure, is eaten up. It is now 1:12 a.m. in the morning. Thanks for listening to me vent. And I'll see y'all later on. Love y'all.